Yeah. So we need a common AEC tool for all these. What is that infra as a? What is this? So I is infra as a code. What is that? So what we are discussing here? So we are discussing about the Terraform, right? So IAC tool. So Terraform. So cloud formation, Azure IAC tools, ARM templates, GCP Terraform, right? We need a common IAC tool for all the cloud providers. Providers. So what is that, guys? What is that? So that is a Terraform. So that is a Terraform, and Terraform was developed by Yeshi. So Terraform was developed by the Yeshi Corp. Right. So what is the common AEC tool, guys? Common AEC tool is Terraform. What is the common AEC tool? The common AEC tool is Terraform. Right, we already discussed this one. Terraform plus configuration management tools are both are friends. So Terraform supports multiple platforms, has hundreds of providers, simple configuration, language and faster learning curve, easy integration with configuration management tools like Ansible, easy extensible with the help of plugins. Okay, so how to install Terraform? Terraform installation is very simple. You have a single binary file, download it and use it. Supported platforms. Terraform works on multiple platforms. These includes Windows, Mac, Linux, FreeBSD, OpenBSD, and Solaris. Okay, so setting up the lab. Let's how to set up the lab. We already know the EC2 instance. So when you want to launch a resource in AWS, there are three important considerations. So how will you authenticate with AWS? How will you authenticate with AWS, guys? So what we created yesterday? How we authenticated with AWS CLI? How we authenticated with AWS CLI? AWS through AWS CLI. ఎలా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి మనం నిన్న కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ద్వారా
కీస్ యూస్ చేసి కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ లో కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాం.
So how will you authenticate to AWS? Through access key and secret key. Which region the resource need to be launched? What is the region?
South to Mumbai region.
North Virginia regions.
Yeah, what is the region? Regions are Apak, Amia, Amar.
Yeah.
Apak, Amia, Amar. In the American region, so we have a North Virginia, California, Ohio, right? So we can use North Virginia, US East one, right? You want to launch the Amer region, Amia region, or Apak region. Which resources need to launch? Resources is nothing but a service. EC2, S3, VPC, VPC3, RDS, Route 53. Right. So provider, you can provide the provider equal to AWS, provider equal to Azure, provider equal to GCP, region, which region you want to launch, and access key, secret key, resources, which resources you want to launch. You want to launch IAM, you want to launch S3, you want to launch VPC, you want to launch EC2. So that resources is nothing but a service. What is that, guys? The resources is nothing but a service. So in the resources, so we need to provide some required parameter need to pass. Some of them are optional and some of them are required. So for example, AMI. So AMI. So which AMI? AMI is nothing but a major and Mr. Major. I already told you, right? Every AMI having their own unique identification. Okay. Then instance type. What is the instance type? Instance type is nothing but a T2 micro or something like T2 micro, T2 medium, T2 nano, right? The based on the instance, based on the CPU and RAM based, so that instance type will create. Okay. This is nothing but a yeah. So important learning. Each provider has resources divided into multiple categories. Each provider has resources divided into multiple categories. Resources require certain set of arguments Resources require certain set of arguments based on the use case. Each provider has resources. Each provider has resources divided into multiple categories. Each provider has resources divided into multiple categories. Resources require certain set of arguments based on the use case. Each provider has resources. Each provider has resources. What are the resources? This is the resource. The resource AWS underscore instance. AWS underscore instance resource is nothing but a, so we can create the EC2 instance. Each provider has resources divided into multiple categories. Resources are required certain set of arguments based on the resources require a set of arguments. What are the set of arguments? AMI. So this AWS underscore instance require a AMI and the instance type. AMI and the instance type. Understood, guys? Instance, this instance, AWS underscore instance required a some of the arguments. What are those? AMI and the instance type of the arguments. Okay. Important learning. Each provider has resources divided into multiple categories. Resources required certain set of arguments based on the use case. Resources require certain set of arguments based on the use case. Providers and resources. So what are the providers? Terraform supports multiple providers depending on the what type of infrastructure we want to launch. What type of infrastructure we want to launch. So we have to use appropriate providers accordingly. We want to use, so we have to use appropriate providers accordingly. So we have to use appropriate providers accordingly. Okay. So initialization. So upon adding a provider, the important to run Terraform init. Yes, please. Yeah. So what this is a initialization. I will tell you. So these all are the services. Each service is nothing but a resource. IAM resource, EC2 resource, VPC resource. Okay. Route 53 resource. These all are the resources. Every service is nothing but a resource. Understood? Resources are the references to the individual services. Resources are references to the individual services. Guys, what is? Resources are references to the individual services which the provider has to offer. Resources are the references to the individual services. Reference to the individual services which the provider has to offer. So what are those resources are AWS instance, ALB, IAM user, DigitalOcean. The resources should be resource name, and the resource, this resource and resource name is the function. Okay, guys, understood? Yeah, I will tell you. What is that? So how you can install the Terraform? How you can install the Terraform, guys? You can install the Terraform. What is the URL? registry.terraform.io. Registry terraform.io. This is browse providers AWS. This version. So what is this version? So this version is the something like the Terraform provider AWS plugin version. Why we need this? So to authenticate with the AWS. To authenticate with the AWS. Okay. I want to download the. Okay. I want to download the Terraform. What is that? Terraform. So what is that? So this is the developer.sc Terraform install. Okay. So this is how to install Terraform. This is the man. This is for Windows. This is for Linux. Okay. This is for Linux. Okay. Okay. What is that? How to download this one? So we need to download it for the Windows, right? Windows AMD 64-bit copy link address, paste it. So what this is? This is it. So you can download. Click here. What is this? This is the Terraform. Click to folder. Install now. This is a binary file. What this is? This is a binary file. Okay. Rename Terraform. So Terraform 1.2.2. What this is doing this? Okay, this is the license agreement. Okay. So what this is? This is the Terraform file. So where you can copy this file? You can copy this file in the C program files. Here you see. So Terraform 1.6 is installed. So I'm removing this. Delete. Okay. You can copy this one. You can copy it. Okay. Based in the so where this is yeah. So this is the file where you have right. So what you can do. So go to the environment variables. Okay. So these environment variables, environment variables, path. So in the path, edit the path. You see, Terraform 1.6 is there. I'm deleting this one and the new paste it here. New paste it here. What this is? So this is a program files Terraform. You are telling your your file Terraform file will be in the C program files Terraform. Okay. So once you set the once you set the environment variables, once you set the environment variables in your Windows machine, then let's open any one of the terminal. Then you can what you can do? You can you see you're able to see the Terraform. Okay. Terraform. The available commands for the execution are listed below. The primary workflow commands are given first. So followed by the less common or a more advanced commands. So what is that? The main commands of the Terraform is init. What is init? Prepare your working directory for the other command. So what is that? Validate. Check the whether the configuration is valid or plan. So show changes required by the current configuration. Apply, create or update the infrastructure. Destroy previously created infrastructure. Okay. So the other commands are console, format, for select, get the graph, import, login, logout, metadata modules, output providers, refresh, show, state, taint, test, untaint, version, workspace. Okay. So these are all the commands. Okay. The login the credentials. Okay. Yeah. So now, you have installed the Terraform in your local. So just no need to install anything. Just what is that? Installation. So what is the installation? Download the file. Download, extract. Yeah. Download the file and extract the file. Once you download it, right? So rename is one from the source file. Right. Then copy the folder. Copy the folder to slash C. Yes, copy. Create the string variables. Click the run variables. Run string variables. Well, okay, you need to set the environment variable like this. Okay, yeah. So now, so for Terraform, it's a tool. Okay, so in the AAC tool, for installing the AAC tool, what we need, so we need to install the Git and IDE and Terraform. What is that? What we need? We need a Git bash, written Git bash to run the commands, to run the Terraform commands. Okay, so what this is? This is a IDE integrated integrated development environment. So what is this, guys? This is the IDE integrated development environment. So what are those VS? So VS tools are like Eclipse, Right? Eclipse, these all are the integrations code. So to develop the code, to develop the code, developers are using what is that? So developers are using this tool. So what this is a Terraform. So this is the only binary file. You need to install. You need to install anything. You need to install anything. Has understood? So Terraform, say a Terraform binary file. It's a binary file. No need to install anything. Just copy, just copy the binary file and use. Just copy the binary file and use it. Understood? So these are the commands we need. What is that? So to git bash, VS Code, and Terraform. VS Code and Terraform. Guys, understood? What are the tools needs? Guys, tell me. What are the tools need? Git bash.
Dash ID.
Bash,
Terraform.
Eclipse,
What is that?
VS
VS
Code,
Code and Terraform. Right. So to build the Terraform, what are the commands we need to use? So what are the Terraform commands we need to use? So we need to use the Terraform commands like Terraform init. So initialization. So installation purpose. So installation means communicate between AWS and your local Terraform. To Terraform local mission. Understood. So communicate between the AWS and your local Terraform machine. Okay. So what this is Terraform init. So the other command is Terraform init, Terraform plan. So plan is nothing but a blueprint of the infra. So sprint for the infrastructure. So blueprint for the infrastructure. Terraform plan is nothing but it will show the what are the services are creating. It will show just it will show. It will not create the resources. When it will create the resources will create. Okay. Terraform plan. Terraform. Right. So executed, the changes will be deployed into the production. If you give the Terraform apply, it will apply the commands on the production side. Terraform apply is nothing but it will apply the changes and it will download or it will upload the files. Okay. Yeah, guys. So Terraform destroy. So it will destroy the all the all the services. It will apply all the services. Terraform plan is nothing but a blueprint of. So whenever you building the house, right? Before that building the house, We are creating a blueprint of the building. Right. Okay. It is nothing but a Terraform plan. Terraform in init is nothing but initializing between that Terraform mission and the AWS cloud. Okay. Terraform destroys the entire stack. What are the stack we created, right? The entire stack will be deleted by using the Terraform. Guys, understood?
No, little bit.
Yep, thank you. Guys. So we'll show you how to deploy application in the Terraform Monday, guys. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, Terraform destroy. So what are the commands, guys? Guys, please remember these commands. What are those?
Terraform init.
Mm. Terraform destroy. Guys, we need to learn these four commands. Only four commands. Terraform init, plan, Terraform init, plan, apply, destroy. Terraform init, plan, destroy, apply. Terraform init, plan, destroy, apply. So we'll tell you on Monday, guys. So we'll build a infra, we'll build a EC2 instance through the Terraform. We'll show it on the Monday. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, guys.